It's a sunny day here,
Oh,
so we're recording this podcast with sunglasses
all
on.
right. Got the shades on. Look at
Uh,
that. I've got to wear my glasses. Otherwise, you guys look like big blobs of human flesh.
hey there, I'm Matt, co-founder at Helpt.
And I'm David, co-founder at Helpt.
And this is the Cool Kids
Table.
Table.
This isn't your typical industry podcast. We sit down with MSPs, vendors, and channel pros to swap stories, share real insights, and have a little fun.
You'll get expert takes along with sports debates and some class clown moments. It's part grade school nostalgia and part real talk about what's going on in business.
No scripts, no sales pitches, just a real lunchroom conversation.
So grab your tray and let's hang out at the Cool Kids Table. Welcome to the Cool Kids Table podcast. I'm Matt. I'm one of the founders here at Helpt, and I am co-hosting with my co-founder, David.
Hey everyone, today we have special guest Steve Brickner, founder and CEO at Kraken Technology Solutions. Steve, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Kraken Technology?
Hey, guys. Well, yeah, I mentioned a little bit to you guys earlier that I was in construction for a long time. So my dad has owned a painting company for over 50 years. I worked for him temporarily for 15 years. Went back to college when the housing bust came in 2008. And got into IT and ended up running an IT department for the largest fresh packed citrus company in the state of Florida for 11 years. And I left there in July of 23 and founded Kraken Technology Solutions. Didn't want to leave the channel. Made so many good friends in this business and in the industry that, I was either going to go to work for a vendor or I was going to start my own MSP. So I decided to start my own MSP. And been broke ever since.
Welcome to the MSP life. So back in the days before you were broke, or you probably maybe if like me, we're pretty broke back then, high school, you're going through the cafeteria, you got a couple dollars to spend on your lunch. What was the best dish you can get at the high school cafeteria?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I didn't eat lunch in high school, but the home ec teacher had one of those little bitty Otis Spunkmeyer cookie ovens. So I would go buy 3 or 4 bags of Otis Spunkmeyer chocolate chip cookies, and that would be my lunch during high school.
Back in those 20-minute lunch periods, were you still sitting in the lunchroom with the friends? Were you at the jocks table? Were you an athlete back then? Were you the class clown going around table to table entertaining people?
I didn't really sit in the cafeteria. We had a real cool courtyard outside, and I'd kind of hang out, and I'd talk to a few people, but I was pretty introverted back in those days, and I am still to a degree, but I've learned to fake it pretty good for the most part and come out of my shell from time to time. Then getting into the MSP business, if you can learn to come out of your shell, you can kind of move into the leadership direction and things like that. So yeah, I've learned to come out of my shell a little bit, but it's always been a little difficult for me, and I get uncomfortable after a while, and I've got to time out.
I've never seen any other version of Steve. Like every time I've seen you at shows or now that we're talking, it's like this bubbly, like energetic, out of their shell person.
Yeah. There's a cutoff point though.
Do you have any idea what we're doing today?
I don't know. As long as it's not like Fear Factor, we'll be all right. I'm not eating any bugs.
Oh, all right, fine. I was going to say, look under your seat. Oh, no. I'm going to share my screen right now. And what you are going to see is the Cool Kids Table Podcast Jeopardy. What do you want to start with?
Let's do Overachiever for 100.
What's a warning sign a company has outgrown its current IT structure? And what's the conversation you have to help them understand the cost of not evolving?
Well, Alex. Not Alex.
They need that in the form of a question.
Okay. What is... They're always calling their IT guy that's really Bob's cousin that knows a little bit about computers to help them with an issue that they shouldn't be having. That would be my knowing when they're outgrowing their provider. And for me, I typically dig in and I will show them the ROI of working with a good, true partner IT provider that can help them with automations and strategic planning and things like that, and really dig in and show them numbers based on their revenue and their seat count and their systems and processes that they have in place. I've come up with a way to show hard numbers, and typically I see 600 to 900% in ROI for customers like that.
I see. It seems like some philosophies for MSPs are you don't need much IT, you can outsource to save money, but it seems like the real value add ones are saying you spend more to get more. There's so much you can and should be doing. Technology is evolving so quickly, you can't keep up. I'm your guy, I'm your expert. I can make sure you're getting that value.
Right. And that's completely true. And it's also, I think, a struggle we have is in the MSP industry is getting away from commoditized solutions. Our solutions as an industry have become so commoditized because everybody says this is what you have to do to get to $300 a seat in order to make 90% gross margin. But that's not the way it needs to work. Every client is different completely. And in order to serve them best, you can't put them on a standardized package. I don't know, it's different for me. I want the vision of what MSPs are, because most businesses think, I'm just spending a bunch of money with these guys. I'm throwing it down the toilet, and I don't see them until they want more money.
And your clients don't care about your stack. They just want to know what problems you're solving.
Right.
Like, where is their money going? What is the value of it? They don't care what email filtering tool it is. They want to know they're not getting breached. All right, let's keep going. What's next?
Let's do Class Clown for 100.
All but one piece of technology disappears tomorrow. What are you saving?
What is Slack?
Slack. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
and I don't know if you saw one of my last LinkedIn posts, but I'm beating the hell out of all the printers.
Okay. Slack. Why Slack? Are you a workflow automation guy in Slack? Like,
I'm a big communication guy, and it's instant communication. And I've got clients that are on it. I've got channels set up for all my clients, so it just makes it easy.
So you broke David's heart by not responding. Oh yeah, we love to automate everything through Slack. It's basically our ITSM, like it's the brain center of all of our operations.
I automate absolutely anything that I can in Slack. Yes. I build automations that run right to PSA and kick off workflows from there, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Good. So one of our early clients had that exact thing happening. They were in Slack, but you could do like emojis on tickets, and it would update in the PSA. And I was like, this is it. This is the pinnacle of the experience. Ever since then, I've been chasing that high. So I'm glad to hear you're doing stuff like that.
You're on the Slack crack.
Yes, I am.
All right, let's do Jock for 100. What the hell?
In the managed IT league, what gives Kraken its competitive edge?
The answer to that question is, what is our personal connection to every client? We really integrate with every business leader. We sit down, we talk, we understand how they're doing things, we understand how they make money, and we try to optimize that for them.
I feel like you could have answered Slack on this one too.
Yeah, Slack and its workflows.
Automate the workflows.
Let's do Jock for 500.
If Kraken were on the clock with one final play to define the next 5 years, what are you betting everything on?
I am betting everything on fractional IT leadership, 100%.
Okay, and that's beyond what's happening now with the vCISOs and things like that?
Yeah, I think it's going to expand into AI and CISO and CIO and even farther. Because we're in a generation where people that are running the companies now are more tech savvy than ever. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily need the hand holding, but they need guidance and they need guardrails. And the cost of a CIO for small to mid-sized companies maybe doesn't make sense, but a fractional does. Let's do Overachiever for 500.
What big vision do you have for the next phase of Kraken's evolution?
Southeastern United States.
What do you think is the reasonable footprint? I mean, a lot of what you're doing, I imagine, is remote. I don't know how often you're getting on site. Are you going to try to have some satellite offices to cover more space? Or is the idea that everything can be done remotely? So, why not eventually the full US?
I think 99.9% of things can be done remotely. And I think growth can be sustained by companies like Helpt. You can outsource a lot of the tier 1 stuff. And then you make the connections to have remote people all over. You don't need an office for them. You just need an employee that can work on tickets. And if they're in that area, they can go. And this industry is tight enough that you have good enough friends in just about every corner of the country that you can pay for hands-on work. I've got an office in downtown Winter Haven, and I hadn't been going into the office. I'm just like, it was cold here and I didn't really want to put pants on. So I went into the office last week and one of the ladies was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. We thought something happened." And I'm like, "Nope, just didn't want to wear pants."
You wearing any pants? No. Okay.
So I stayed at home and worked.
That's the dream, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Roll out of bed and you're at work.
Let's do overachiever for 400.
Managed IT often sounds invisible when it works perfectly. How do you make clients feel the value you provide?
It's like this one struck a chord.
Yeah. For me, 100%, this is where we differ from 90% of IT providers. You know, it's a drop-in, it's a talk, it's a lunch, it's asking, what are you coming up against that maybe we could use tech to help you with? And don't charge for every little thing. You know, just because you can doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. In a lot of cases, I see these VCSO services and VCIO services charged to small companies that really should just be rolled up in your managed IT solution. And I think it's hurting our industry by doing that.
Okay. If you're doing drop-ins and, you know, bringing donuts and lunch and things like that, you have to have some physical presence, but how do you do that virtually?
There are so many, you know, of course we can do Zoom calls. We can do, you know, just thoughtful gifts that you can send people on an occasional basis, you know, a basket of, what do you call that stuff? The fruit bouquet or whatever it is. And just little things like that let them know that they're not just sending you money all the time and you think nothing about them.
Thought you were going to say you DoorDash those donuts and then you promise the driver a big tip if he just goes in and chit chats for a couple
Yeah, there you go. That'd work too.
Probably have time for one more.
Let's do Jock for 400.
What's something you refuse to compromise on, even if it costs you revenue?
Personal touch. It's 100% personal touch for me.
Everything's going smoothly with the client. There's no problems, not up for renewal. How often are you talking to them?
Minimum every 2 weeks.
Just 5 minute, hey, just wanted to catch up phone call. You put the meetings on the schedule. I mean, you say you have the back-to-back sales meetings all the time, but...
Yeah, it may just be it may even be a text message. Hey, how you guys doing? You hanging in there? Anything you need from me, just let me know and we'll get you on the books.
I like that. I like that.
So we've reached the mystery lunchbox question. But before we go into it, we're going to tally up your points, ask you to wager some of them. So I think you have, Matt, how many points does he have?
3,200. But before you decide what to wager, we need to know which leaderboard you fit on. Are you going to be the class clown, the most likely to succeed, or the most athletic?
There's no most likely to take a chill pill. Let's go for class clown. That's going to be hard to beat the dean, but...
You have the 3,200. How many are you going to wager?
Let's just do 1,000.
1,000. All right.
Conservative. What year was the first ransomware attack recorded? Or do you know the name of the virus?
Well, I just lost 1,000 points. I think it was a Simplex number 10 or something.
I would have no idea the year, just even in terms of decades. You got to figure it's probably going to be at least the 90s. I mean, I know there was malware back then. Does it predate the 90s? Like, do you think there was a ransomware attack back in the 80s when it was somebody hacking into a mainframe and trying to encrypt it? Like, how far back do you think that goes?
Man, I don't know. That's pretty wild.
All right, so Simplex 10 was the potential name. Do you want to throw a date out there just so that we can have a...
Oh, let's just call it 1991.
Okay. The answer is 1989.
Well, I was close. It's both sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah, that's interesting. Age Trojan or PC Cyborg.
Wow. Oh, sent to who? Okay.
This was an After Dark show. There's a lot of jokes that could be made about
Yeah, for sure.
But,
keep it PG.
We're close, but yeah, there goes the 1,000 points, like you said.
Wow.
Still, you've survived the lunchroom chaos. You've earned your seat at the Cool Kids Table.
Cool.
Where can our audience find you?
Well, you can find me at krakentechnology.io, or you can find me on LinkedIn all the time. Got a company TikTok page now, so doing goofy stuff there too. But yeah, I'm all over LinkedIn. Check it out, and we'll have a good time talking.
Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Yeah, had a good time, guys.
Just replace me with the AI, and I'll go do something else. Make some funnier jokes than me. This is a table for 3, and we're gonna try to let you do all the talking.
And I've got opinions about those things too, but I'll keep those to myself. the tech industry is easier on my body. We'll put it that way.
Amen to that.
I love my burgers and took a big bite out of it.